Hey everyone, what's up? Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Wake Set Go. I'm your host, Mercedes, digital marketer and consultant, here to charge up the CEO in you. Now, like any other episode, I'm going to try to give you some takeaways and techniques that you can walk away with to help improve your mindset in professional, business, personal, and life in general. So let's get into it. Today, I want to talk about having a winning mindset. With the Super Bowl coming up, there are a lot of teams that are set to take the center stage. Now, we're approaching playoff time, and I want to specifically highlight Coach Andy Reid. Now, some of you may not know, but I live in Kansas City currently, and not to be biased or anything like that, but I got to give it to Coach Reed because he has taken adversity. Being a coach at the Philadelphia Eagles, being let go, going to a team, never having a Super Bowl win before reaching this team, the Chiefs. I mean, and look at him now, finding success, trying to go for his fourth Super Bowl win and that three-peat. That just says something about the endurance that he had to build and go through. And a lot of coaches, because in this space and industry, we can take it and look at other industries as well, where you may be a leader or decision maker, or you may be an employee at a company, and you may not always get those wins or execute out the way that you want to. And there may be times where there may be other opportunities and companies, businesses that may come along that you actually dominate and be that successful, winning person that you can be that was always there. So sometimes it's not about us taking ourselves so personally that we're not a good coach or we're not a good leader or we're not a good business person. Sometimes we have to change our environment. Sometimes we have to change what's around us and who we're connected to elevate us and get us to the level where we not only show our winning mindset, but we execute out and show everything around us that we're a winner and we got what it takes. So, evaluating that situation, I just think about how you sometimes have to change it up. And even staying on the topic around the Super Bowl, we can take a dive into companies changing their sponsorship now because viewership, which a lot of people I get aren't watching TV as much as they were years ago. A lot of times people are streaming and they are getting their information and media on their phones. So we're seeing a change and shift there, which may be why Pepsi is no longer the halftime sponsor and Apple is. Apple pivoting and being that sponsor was big. I mean, they scored a 5-year deal. I'm curious if they're going to extend it or not. This deal, I mean, they're paying roughly 50 million a year to be able to host it. And of course, the performers, they're able to get promotion for their song, streaming, things like that. So there's a lot of benefits. And there's also benefits to the NFL with having Apple as a partner because Apple has a chance to get them in front of global eyes because this is a national football league and a national thing. So having a global brand be able to help with getting sponsorships and streaming opportunities, because if Apple TV is getting connected in with the Super Bowl halftime performance, you now have people streaming it that would have never seen it before on live national television. Well, some businesses may decide this is the opportunity to scale back. Apple, like some other technology companies, are going in and saying, hey, this is an opportunity for us to actually excel and win at it. Now, There are some other chances for other businesses to get in on some other commercial opportunity. Now, those deals, have you seen those 30-second commercials that are pretty much more popular than a game at times because people often only watch the Super Bowl for the commercials? I know the marketer in me is not too fond of missing out on some commercial ads. And those businesses are paying roughly anywhere between 7 million to 10 million. I think it's gone up for a 30-second commercial. But again, it's the publicity that you can get, it's the opportunity. And some businesses find that, okay, this is a good benefit. This is a good thing for us to do to highlight us, to get us the eyeballs that we need, that we want, and it could be beneficial to you. So, tying this all into where you're having a winning mindset, you're setting your goals, you're surrounding yourself around things that are going to elevate you and being open to that change because sometimes you have to be able to embrace that change, do something different. Know when you're ready to scale up and do something that you haven't done before. Be it business wise, you're in a position for change. Like Coach Reed, he decided that, okay, a new environment is going to be good for me and my family at this time. Or change, like a company's deciding, hey, let's do this sponsorship, let's do this deal, let's do this advertisement. These all can play a factor and role with people that have a winning mindset. And you're thinking, okay, I may have failed at something. We may not have gotten the success that we wanted. Being able to learn from it, learn from the mistakes, learn from the failure, and view it as a learning opportunity are going to be things that correlate with a winning mindset. Other things are when you're practicing self discipline. You're able to know what you need to do to move forward. You're creating a daily routine, which it's all about those small daily habits that we do that contribute to the mindset that we have. So be thinking about that when you're working on a task or you're working on a project. All of those schedules and things that you turn down and things that you say yes to play a role into how your mindset is leaning in towards deciding what you're going to embrace and what you're going to end up having to change for. Also, surrounding yourself with positivity. It can be hard, definitely, to find mentors and coaches and surrounding yourself with supportive friends, but it's very important to keep your personal and work environment full of support and full of positive people, because when you're around someone that's negative, that hasn't done what you're trying to do, that doesn't see your vision, doesn't understand your goals, it can put you down, and it can also distract you because people that don't have discipline, that don't have goals, that don't want to improve and don't want to get better may not realize why you're investing into yourself the way that you are. But you have to continue to do that. I know, for example, recently I decided to work on some of my fitness goals and get into working out more and having a coach. And I realized that a lot of people, when you look at celebrities, you look at athletes, they all have invested in some type of coach. They all believe that their body deserves the best. So they're investing in the nutrition, they're investing in working with someone that can help them be the best. Because me going to the gym and working out is great because, yeah, I can push myself. I can go and lift some equipment, but I may not be operating right. I may not be operating and pushing myself to the limit like that of a coach or someone that is supportive, that is positive, that can really help get me to the next level that I want to be at. And that's important to make sure that you think about that whenever you're wondering, how do I get this? How do I stay consistent? It's about your mindset and who you surround yourself with, what you're surrounding yourself with, what are you listening to, and more importantly, who are you listening to? Are you listening to others when they're talking negative, or you're being distracted by what others are doing? That can play a key role in things. That's why you have to have that confidence and believe in yourself, knowing that you deserve to succeed. You deserve the best. Your body deserves the best. Your health deserves the best. Your mental deserves the best. And that's all going to help you and make sure that you continue to have that what it takes winning mindset. And of course, we have to be accountable. So, having accountability partners are important. Having supportive family, friends that you're able to trust with things that you want to do, those are all going to be helpful as well. And going back to the change part, you have to be realistic about what you need to do to achieve your goals, and also figuring out those plans. If something doesn't work, what I'm going to do, like, how do you visualize what that success looks like, and having that growth mindset? Because a lot of times people may not know what the future looks like, but I can most certainly tell you a lot of things you do work out. Oftentimes they do work out. You just have to stay the course, stay consistent, and feel it. I mean, embrace the failure and move forward. Another coach, since we're still on the NFL football markings, Dan Quinn with the Washington Commanders, they're having an amazing breakout season, but his last head coaching job didn't go so well. And now he's able to make up for it in a new head coaching role and show that, hey, he can do it. He can bring in a title. He can build a Super Bowl contentious team. And I think that's really important. I mean, as coaches, as life coaches, being the one to have to build up others, we also have to take the time to look into ourselves and figure out what we need to be great and perform at the most optimum level. And that takes a lot of self awareness and looking deep within us. Now, if we want to look at it from a business level, like I mentioned about how the Super Bowl provides these opportunities for businesses to get promotions, but at the same time, as a company, you have to be self-aware as well to know if something is going to be beneficial for you, or if something is not the right move for you. If this is getting too costly and it's not giving you the return on investment that you need, as a company, you have to know when to take a step back and understand where your audience is. If your audience is focused on digital media, streaming, then maybe a commercial or TV opportunity may not be it. Maybe 30 seconds is not enough and not justifiable to spend $10 million on. Or there may be other opportunities where you can correlate and channel some success around having that mindset of, okay, let's be positive about where we are. Let's pivot. Let's strategize. Let's figure out where our audience is. Are they even into sports? If I'm an energy drink person, who's my target? Like, I want to say Red Bull, they have the moniker of Red Bull gives you wings. And when you think of Red Bull, they, to me, they have always just represented just energy. When I see them, I just immediately, just looking at the logo, I think of endurance. I think of energizing. I think of movement. And fast forward, they're still around. They're a global brand. They do a lot of sponsorships around racing. You see them even having like their own F1 teams that they're around. Like whenever you're looking at the fast endurance sports, they're really taking it to the next level when it comes to being a part of that target audience and publicity when you look at intense sports. So, not just looking at it from a target audience, yes, a student, a college student wanting to do an all nighter, a Red Bull may be their biggest, you know, go to antidote. But as a business decision, and strategists, having Formula One represented with Red Bull Racing and having Red Bull Racing as even a thing is thinking globally and on those global channels of when people see it, those students, those business owners, those business reps, those people that want to feel like they're getting the energy boost that they need, they're the ones that those campaigns are targeting for. And like Red Bull has done it, I'm sure, again, we've seen it as well with a couple other brands that have sponsored the Olympics. The same formula is there where you have this big sporting event or this big platform, but it's all about who and what and why we're there to be able to really see the impact that's made, to really make that connection and have your brand there and have people thinking about it when they think about winning. Because one thing about sports and being involved in that is that at the end of the day, there's going to be a winner, and everybody wants to be attached and associated to a winner and other winners. So when we go back and we think about the Wake Set Go formula and what our purpose is when it comes to life, business, everything that we need to perform at our greatest level, it all starts with ourselves. And then everything else pretty much can fall into place, but we have to give ourselves time to reflect, adjust, and strategize what that next best move will be. So, be it thinking of yourself like a coach who may not have done good, may have not won a lot of games, doesn't mean that you're not a winner. Sometimes you have to change environments to be able to win. The same thing goes for companies and businesses. Sometimes you have to change where you're promoting your business. Sometimes you have to pivot and change where people can access you and go where you're supported, where you're valued, where you're loved, not where you're tolerated, but actually where you have people that are singing your praises. And again, it all starts from you having that positive mindset, that wake, set, go mindset that can just be energized, get up and go. You know you can do this. And I believe in you. It's all about you believing in yourself. So thank you guys again for tuning in to another episode. Hope these mini episodes help you in whatever endeavors that you guys are doing. And leave a comment. Let me know, speak to us. Let me know what kind of topics I should explore next.